Alright, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? This is of course your boy B, Bold RC, coming to you guys again with yet another video. And before we get started today, I gotta give a huge shout out to the Finesse gang, those who get here early. Finesse the bell, subscribe, and leave a comment. You might see yourself up on the screen right here. If you do see yourself, hey, screenshot it, tweet it at me, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll try to get back to you and just say, hey yo, appreciate you being a part of the Finesse gang. Now, before we get out of here, y'all know it is SneakerCon NYC this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so the vlogs are on their way. I got a little bit of time today to record before I get out of there, and I wanted to go ahead and run through all my pickups from these last couple weeks. We got a lot of stuff, a lot of boxes, and you guys will see in a second once the Finesse gang is out of here. There is a nice stack of boxes in the back. Off-White and Nike, Yeezy Calabasas, some stuff from Starcow. So it's just gonna be a big combo of everything that I've been copping over the past week and a half, and one shoe that I got right before I left out, just in case you guys missed any of the videos. Hopefully you didn't. Was trying to drop one every other day or every day basically while I was out overseas. So once again, a shout out to everybody. And since the Finesse gang is out of here, there is the stack of boxes, a grand plus, maybe $2 grand plus of brand new pickups. And first off, we're gonna start off at the top, and then we're gonna work our way all the way down. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I might mix up the order a little bit. So let's not waste any more time, man. Let's get this done and go ahead and get to New York. Let's get it. First pickup out of the stack. Now I got these right before I left to go overseas. Nike swoosh on the top, Off-White box. Y'all should already know what it is. If you did miss the unboxing, here they are, the Off-White and Nike Air Force One. So I still need to get the Complex Con one, and I probably would get those eventually, but right now I'm good and sticking with these. And the good thing is, since I wore these a couple times when I do the B-roll, you guys gonna be able to kind of see what the shoe looks like after wear, just because the materials are a little bit different. And I will make sure to do a full review on these when I have some time. Y'all know the travel has been crazy. I'm about to leave again, so we need to go ahead and toss this box in the bag. And the Off-White Nike Air Force One. This was the one shoe your boy got the delayed W for retail. Nike actually looked out for the kid and reserved these for me, and I dropped a video on these right before I left. Now the interesting thing about these is that I have worn them a good times, like a good 3 to 4 times already after having them. And since it's all these different type of materials, there is no creasing that really happens on the upper. The only thing you're gonna worry about is on the inside of the toe. There's kind of like a weird, I don't want to say a creasing effect, but you definitely can tell that they have been worn in a little bit. And once again, my only gripe about these, that I really like how they look now, but we're definitely gonna have to see how they look in a couple of years, because this is all clear basically. The bottom is gonna yellow out. Some of this upper is probably going to yellow out as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how these age in time. Are they going to age like fine wine? I don't know, but we will see. All I can do is try to spray some souvenir on real quick and try to keep them as clean as possible for as long as possible. And they probably will stay with these laces, one black, one white, and I'm just gonna go ahead and keep rocking them like that. And definitely, if you're looking for these, go true to size. I know holiday season's upon us. I know some of y'all looking for those Christmas delayed W, so if you were going for these, definitely go true to size. It's a great fit. I wouldn't say go down half a size. So that was the first pickup, the Off-White Air Force One. These are hot for sure, and I will get that Complex Con one sooner or later. Don't worry, delayed dubs on the way. So the second box out of the stack, these are actually gonna go up on Bull's Bodega. I'm probably gonna throw up there for like retail plus tax plus shipping, because I can't do anything with them. And I actually got these. My girl went to a store out near me and grabbed me a pair. Now unfortunately, they actually sold out of the Rockefellers and the Just Dawn in my size, so I had to get a size 10.5. I was thinking I would rather her get at least a size, just in case I need to sell them or trade them for my size. But you guys have seen these. I have another pair, the Just Dawn Air Force One, and this one is a size 10.5. And hopefully if you missed out on them, hey, here's your delayed W for retail, size 10.5. Let's get into that next box. Now for number 3, this isn't actually a sneaker pickup, but I did grab this shirt from Starcow Paris while I was out there. Just says thank you for shopping, Starcow Paris, and this was their Chinatown Market collab t-shirt. But I definitely wanted to make sure when I came from Paris, I copped something at least saying Paris, or that you could only get in Paris. So this was my one pickup at least that says Paris on it. This was my little souvenir from Paris. Thank you for shopping, Starcow joint. Real quick, let's get into the next one. Now for the next box, I actually copped these in Germany, home of Adidas. These are the Yeezy Powerphase and the all over gray colorway. Now the weird thing about these, and I'm finally getting a chance to really give you a better look at them, is that the color is very weird. I know they are said to be gray, but they definitely have like this weird bluish hue to them. Honestly, they don't really look gray. I mean, they look gray, but I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I actually was able to get these in a size 12.5, and since I have both a 12.5 and a 12 now, I was saying go ahead and go a half size up if you can, but the way that these fit, I think the 12 fits the best. I think it fits on my foot the best. If you have to go a size half or a half size up, that is okay, but I definitely feel like the 12, in my opinion, fits me the best. It looks the best on my foot because the leather on this shoe is nice, it's soft, it's supple, and what's gonna happen is as you wear them, they really break in. So when I first had my 12 and I first put on the original colorway, to me it was a little bit tight, and I was like, I don't know, bro. I might have to look for a 12.5 or go for a 13, but I don't even like putting 13s on my feet, so that was already out of the question. And this was just another great pickup, and this is going to be one of the shoes I probably throw up in my top 10 shoes for this fall, just because they aren't really reselling for a lot, and it's just a nice low top leather sneaker that you can definitely beat up. The Yeezy Powerphase joint, and in all honesty, I still put the off-white or the ivory first OG colorway over these, and I think next up we have like that black or that more charcoal colorway. So we're gonna see. This might be my least favorite, but they definitely do look clean in person, and these are literally like tennis shoes or sneakers to me. I feel like my grandma would really feel these right here. Anyways, that was number 3 or 4, I think number 4. Next up, we got one of my delayed W's while I was out there in London, and I don't know why there is so much slander and so much hate on this release. All white Force box, the Air Force 1 07 Rockefeller, and a lot of people were telling me, oh, they're plain, oh, they're the same. Hopefully when you guys see this B-roll, you guys can tell that this shoe is not the same as any other Air Force 1 low, and to me it just brings me back as someone who used to wear all whites or all black DCs, as we used to call them. Now I'm trying to sound like an old head. I'm not that old, I'm 23. But as a kid and someone who used to always rock all black, all white, these really just bring me back to like 03, 04, 06. It just brings me back almost a decade ago. The whole shoe, the shape of it, and the feel of the leather is just way better than any all white Force you're just gonna pick up off the shelf at your Champs or Foot Locker. It's definitely different, and I feel like anyone that has held this shoe in their hand or seen it in person, actually had a good look of it, will know the difference. And y'all know I rarely double up on kicks, but if the price keeps dropping, I can get these below retail a second pair, I might even double up on these just because the look of them, they just look so good. The Rockefeller logos, this is just an iconic Air Force 1 drop, and I just don't see how people can hate on this drop at all. I feel like after Complex Con, once people saw that they were sitting in certain places, once people saw that they were a much wider and general release, once they saw that the hype wasn't as hype for them, a lot of people were like, oh, they not hard now, oh, they whack now, oh, they're just regular now. Once there's no hype and no limitedness, I guess that's a word for these, then people want to go back and say, oh, they not all that. Bruh, don't ever play yourself. Rockefeller joints are hard as fuck. These are tough, and I might have to go ahead and double up on them. So that was number 5. Another delayed W right here in London for retail. The Air Force 1 High just dawned. Y'all saw me out there at Complex Con looking real wild, looking real crazy, and without any of the Air Force 100, the AF 100 drops, and these were a super easy pickup out there in London. These were sitting all over the place overseas, and I caught mine with ease, slight bars. And let's be honest, bruh, once these were seen as more of a wider general release, just like the Rockefellers, people started being like, oh, they not all that, they this, they that, blah blah blah, they're sitting, blah blah blah. Listen, if a shoe is sitting and that determines whether or not you cop it, you don't need the shoe. You might as well just go ahead and pass on it. Trust me. Do I personally think this shoe is hot? And in my opinion, these are hot fire, combining Air Force 1, 2, and 3. I think this is just another fire just dawn release, and with them being a wider drop, that just means more people can get their hands on them at a better price. It's funny how they drop the Just Dawn 2s and they sell out, everybody's mad, oh, I don't want to pay a rack. Then they drop the Forces and everybody's like, oh, I don't want to pay 200 because they're sitting. I don't know what's gonna make people happy. You just can't please everybody. Next up for number 7, we got another heater from out in London, bruh. Man, these were one of those shoes. I've kind of put them a little bit higher on my list for Nike and Off-White drops, and people were calling me crazy, like, why would you put those so high? And then I knew once I saw them in person, it would be solidified. A size 12, the 10 Nike Air Max 97 Off-White. I told y'all, bruh, delayed W's. All the shoes that I missed from that Off-White collection, I told y'all I would get them eventually, and this is just another one to add to the list of delayed doves. Now, when I get back from New York, I'm gonna be focusing on all my list vids and kind of closing out some of the reviews that I'm missing out on for this year, and this is just another one of those crazy releases. It's like an all-over Hyperfuse upper, and one of the main and interesting things that I noticed is that they mark these as an OG Air Max 97, and to me these definitely feel more like one of the newer versions of it. I think the overall shape is a little bit better than the newer ones. I think the feel is better than the newer ones. These are just better than the newer version of the 97. This is definitely a better adaptation or bringing it into the year 2017 in my own opinion. Off-White Nike, Beaverton, Oregon. Y'all already know what's going on, and I picked these up when I was out in London, and I will be wearing these heavy. Now, will I be wearing them too heavy in the winter? Maybe not, but trust me, when the spring and summer comes around, these will definitely be coming out to play. The Air Max 97 OG Off-White joints, hard in my opinion. I think I put these at number 4 or number 3 or number 4 on my list, and they still stay up there for sure with some of the best of them. Now for this pickup video, I wanted to just go ahead and save some of my favorites for last, and this one was my last delayed W right before I left Berlin. Shouts out to the kid, he knows who he is. Air Force One Low Travis Scott, and once again people were trying to slander this release. And hold on, this box is weird with the way I put the swooshes. Hold up.
12 seconds later.
All canvas uppers on these joints, and I knew ever since I saw them at Complex Con I had to have these joints for sure. And of course the big thing about these, the big thing I love about them is that they came with all the extra Velcro swooshes on them. Ever since this whole Virgil Off-White thing, people were just loving to throw extra swooshes here, there, everywhere, blase blah on the sneaker. And me personally, I just thought it was a dope little aspect to make your pair unique. My favorite swoosh has to be just that regular chrome swoosh, as well as this weird like pyramid-y, like really weird trippy swoosh that they have on here. Of course, the actual name for these is the Acid Airs, and you guys can see on mine, I did mine with a different swoosh design. I went ahead and put the swooshes kind of backwards, so one is going forward, one is going backwards, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it took me a good 15 minutes to finally figure out how I want to wear the swooshes on the shoe, and this is what I came up with. I just thought they looked dope that way. I'm gonna end up keeping all the Cactus Jack patches and all that on the shoe, as well as the grills on the front. I just think this is a very, very dope shoe, and the pictures did these no justice before they dropped. Before these dropped, I was like, okay, they're hot, but they're not all that. But once you actually have them in person, all the different swooshes, and you can kind of customize them the way you really want them to look, I think that's what makes this one of the best releases of this year. And don't be surprised if you see this on my list at all. Do not be surprised at all. And of course, we are at the end of the video now, and I had to save the best for last. The next shoe I'm about to pull out might be my number 1 of this year, and y'all already know I had to do it, so let me go ahead and put the Travis Scott, the Acid Air joints in the back. So last up, and definitely not least up, and I know I haven't been showing all the different laces with all the Off-White kicks just because they're in my other bag. Nike swoosh on the top. Y'all already know this had to happen at some point. The Nike and Off-White Air Presto. These joints are beyond comfortable, and if you do go for these, if you got the pockets for them, big baller brand purchase right here. Definitely go with your true size. If you wear an 11.5, you might just want to go ahead and stick with the size up. You don't want to spend that much money on a shoe and it not be that comfortable. At least that's how I look at it. And even though I've only had these for a few days, I've worn them 3 or 4 times, just like I did with the Air Max 97 and just like I did with the Off-White Air Force One. And I really don't need to even say anything. I know some people don't like this particular release, but this is the best shoe, in my opinion at least. This is the best release out of the 10. The Nike Air Presto, bruh, green and orange laces. Y'all already know I had to do it the hype beast way. Nike on the tongue. And the weirdest thing about this is that I really didn't know how this shoe worked until I actually had it in hand. This whole upper piece, that whole big tongue piece, is literally just a layer layered on top of the already like sock feeling of the Air Presto. And I don't even know what to call this material on the upper. I just know that it's really, really comfortable. I love that they add the swoosh behind the cage on the shoe. And honestly, I could sit here and talk you guys' heads off for this whole video about this one shoe, but I have a whole review I'm going to need to drop to do that. So that's going to be it, man. Those are all the pickups from the last couple of days. A good 7, 8, or 9 brand new pickups. And with all that out of the way, bruh, I know I love them so much, but they have to go on the back, bruh. That is it. Much love to all the fam, followers, and of course supporters. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Snapchat. The Snapchat is bull.cb, by the way. Here, there, blah blah blah. Of course, actually, hold on, I gotta shoot this time. Hold on, I should have kept them. Bullet RC. And listen, man, that is a wrap for the video. Let me know what you guys are hoping for a delayed W on this holiday season. I know some of y'all are wishing upon a star for that delayed dub, and let me know what is the shoe you want. That is going to be it. I'm out of here. Y'all be easy. Peace.